Some cars become legends in their own right. There's the Citroen DS with its avant-garde body style, or the iconic Porsche 911. Mercedes had the 300 SL with gull-wing doors. It brought so much glamour to the brand marked with a star that the Stuttgart-based company has resurrected it as the SLS. The E-Type is Jaguar's vintage idol. But how did the British muscle car attain legendary status? Vintage dealer Burkhard Stein says that from the start it caused a commotion. The price-power ratio was sensational because it cost the half of what a Ferrari or Maserati did. But the design was the real surprise. The E-Type was developed on the racetrack. Its predecessor, the D-Type, was successful at Le Mans. It was the first Jaguar with a monocoque chassis. On March 15, 1961, the E-Type Coupe made its media debut at the Geneva Motor Show. The response to the futuristic car was generally positive. Orders for 500 E-Types were booked in Geneva alone. Yet before the show, there was dramatic uncertainty about the car's premiere. It was finished late, and test driver $'had to burn his way down from Coventry to Geneva with the showroom model.
I left Coventry at 7:45 in the evening, and I was there for 10 to 10 following morning. So 11 hours, and the average speed was 68 mile an hour for the whole trip.
A number of technical innovations also premiered with the E-Type. The newly developed rear axle was in use until the mid-1990s, when it was standard in the Jaguar XJ. Norbert Schröder says the rear axle gave it great handling. He explains the design eliminated certain leaf springs and distributed less of the car's weight on the wheels, yet the way it still gripped the road helped make it a legend. And then there was the body, which was part of the streamlining revolution of the 1960s. Norbert Schröder says the entire design, including the structure of the monocoque, were groundbreaking. The interior was in what's known as a well, and the front had a supporting frame. From the start, they were certain there would be more than 6 cylinders, and that's how the shape emerged. The first engines came from the car's predecessor, the XK150S. It could deliver 265 horsepower, that's 193 kilowatts, and had torque of 348 Newton meters. And the shape couldn't have suited the 60s better. Malcolm Sayer conceived the design, but in creating the E-Type, the aeronautical engineer's aim was dictated solely by function rather than form. The astonishingly long hood concealed a straight 6-cylinder engine. Even today, it's still a thrill to sit behind the wheel and see the hood stretch away before you. The car went through 3 significant series. The final one had a 5.3-liter 12-cylinder under the hood. The upgrade became necessary after the U.S. tightened emission standards, which reduced the power that could be delivered by the 6. At first, the 12-cylinder was supposed to be exclusively for the track. Known as the XJ13, the car was supposed to race at Le Mans, but that never happened. While making a film to promote the car, the rear wheel of the E-Type Series 3 came off. Norman Dewis's prototype crashed and was rebuilt only recently. The more recent 12-cylinder Jags were designed for comfort and to appeal to Americans. Power steering, automatic transmissions, and air conditioning were standard in the Series 3. In fact, 70% of all the E-Types built at the time were exported to America. The Jag's Sexy 60 image has helped the car secure icon status and even its own place at New York's Museum of Modern Art.